Ready, Dylan? You ready? Everyone good? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, take your time. Everybody good? All right, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Sergeant Keith Smith with the Clay County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer. I have with me members from FHP, Emergency Management, and Public Safety behind me as well. So depending on the questions that you may have after I get done with my statement, maybe they'll be able to fill in some answers for you in that direction. So because FHP is going to be the lead investigator on this incident. Around 11 o'clock this morning, we had one of our motor units involved in a traffic crash involving another vehicle. It is severe and it is very critical, and we're going to leave it at that at this time. Obviously, it's a tough time here for those members here at the Sheriff's Office. But we're strong. We've been through things before. And when we're faced with these kind of things, we grow tighter. A lot of people don't understand that thin blue line that we have, and that's what we talk about. You know, we're a big family. So what we need you to do now is just pray for the family, pray for the officer, and we'll make sure that we update you guys as soon as we can. Okay, but anything that you may have as far as questions for the Florida Highway Patrol or anything like that, then I'll turn it over to them. Okay? Go ahead.
Just get into the investigation just a little bit.
Yes, like Sarge already stated, just before 11 o'clock this morning, we were notified of an agency patrol car crash at the intersection of Blanding Blvd, State Route 21 and Camp Francis Johnson Road. Preliminary information shows that a motor officer was traveling southbound on Blanding Blvd in the center lane. A Dodge Dakota pickup truck carrying a lawn trailer was traveling northbound on Blanding Blvd, attempting to turn left into Camp Francis Johnson. At that time, he initiated that left turn. He failed to yield right of way to that officer, which caused the officer to take evasive action, but unfortunately struck the back of that trailer. Obviously that ejected the officer onto the roadway. Clay County Fire Rescue, Public Safety, and all that responded and transported him here to Orange Park Medical Center. Injuries are currently listed as critical. In regards to the other driver, there was no injuries to him. He did remain on scene as cooperating with our investigators. And based on the complexity and the severity of this crash, as you're well aware of our daily duties, we've brought in additional investigators as well. So we'll be conducting the investigation for a little bit longer there at the intersection. There is still currently road blockage, but with the assistance of the Clay County Sheriff's Office and other public safety partners, we're rerouting traffic as best as possible. But we do encourage you to use an alternate route or stay away from the area until we get that cleaned up. Once we have additional information regarding the investigation, we'll release that accordingly. Other than that, I can answer questions, but did want to final say with basically, we stand with our brothers in blue, and we hope for thoughts and prayers from everyone.
You know, one thing I would like to add is that we have made contact with obviously the officer's immediate family, but we do have some extended family out there that we're still trying to get in touch with. So just be mindful of those kind of things, and obviously y'all are a great group and a great bunch to work with, and we appreciate that. But once we can give you a name and those kind of things, I promise you, because we want the officer to get the recognition that they deserve, for not just this, but all kind of things, that they've done in their past. So once we can get that out there, I promise you we will. But we just, with social media and those kind of things, we just don't want to take a chance and somebody hear it other than from us on, you know, the events that have taken place here today. So, but I promise you, we will keep y'all updated and posted as much as we can.
Right now, do we know if the deputy's lights were on, was he on his way to a call, anything like that?
All of that's still under investigation, but preliminary information shows that he was just taking normal path of travel when that truck or that pickup truck and trailer violated his right of way. Again, turned left in front of him without yielding.
And do we know if he was on duty or on his way home or anything like that?
He was on duty, that is correct. This was his normal work day.
And then right now, no charges, that'll be pending investigation, or does it look like some will be likely?
Yeah, that's correct. Charges are pending further investigation. Again, with the type of investigation that it is, you know, we want to make sure we're collecting, processing, and analyzing all the evidence that we have on the scene, which could take some time. In addition to that, again, that other driver's being very cooperative. He's very upset with what occurred today, but that'll take some time.
Any warning for motorists after such a tragic event? Anything you want to share with the community?
I'll just go off by saying, you know, be responsible while driving, be observant, limit the number of distractions that you have. Not necessarily that a distraction caused this crash, but it causes over 80% of traffic crashes. So limit the number of distractions you have control over, pay attention to the road, and get from point A to point B safely.
You know, just to touch on that, Friday I just reached out to Sergeant Dillon, and we are initiating a campaign together, you know, on the consequences of distracted driving. And how ironic, you know, that we're here with you on a Sunday. That again, this investigation is early on, as you know, in the preliminary stages. That, you know, we don't know what transpired right up, you know, until that crash occurred. But you know that we talk about that all the time. There is a seriousness to pay attention to what you're doing. You know, and it's not just, we seem to sometimes get caught up on, are we talking on our cell phones, or are we texting? Are we sitting around eating? You know, are we putting makeup on? Are we doing anything other than concentrating on where we need to be going, what we need to be doing, and focusing on those things around us? And again, yes, it touches home because it's a brother in blue. But the point here is that it can be anybody's loved one. That distracted driving happens, and you have to pay attention. We're on these roadways out here, and to avoid these kind of events from taking place. So again, I mean, if nothing else, take that away from here today, the importance of doing that.
My last question, when you started, Smith, we saw some deputies walking over. Have people come to show their support for him while he's in there?
Yes, ma'am. We're a close-knit agency out here. So yes, we've received a lot of that, and from the public as well. You know, when we travel around going to classes and different things, and you talk to surrounding law enforcement agencies or agencies from, you know, the country, and you know, I talked to Sergeant Dillon about it, I talked to my partner Chris Padgett about it, and we'll hear stories about how, you know, sometimes the agency that you're with doesn't always get the support from the community, you know, that they're in, and we see that throughout the nation. But we don't have that here in Clay County. We have the utmost support from each other and mainly from our community. And when things like this happen, it just shows that we are Clay County strong.
Pull together and get through it.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
Anything else, Sean?
No.
No, thank y'all.